Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel DIY Decor. So the first thing I'm going to do is take this wooden bunny plaque from the Dollar Tree and I'm going to snip off the tag. And then I'm going to take some putty from the Dollar Tree to fill in that hole up there at the top where the tag was hanging. And then I'm going to paint this bunny white. So I'm just using Apple Barrel white paint. I'm going to give it one good coat. But you could use any color or any kind of paint. I think a gray would be nice. Even a brown stain I think would look really cute on this. You could Mod Podge material. You could leave it. Whatever you wanted to do, whatever fits your style. So this is some burlap ribbon on a roll that I had gotten from Walmart. And I'm just going to measure off a piece and cut it. And we're going to glue the edges down. So I'm going to start at the bottom and I'm just going to glue around the bottom of the bunny there. And then I'm going to add the burlap ribbon and then I'm just going to fold it up. And then I'm going to add hot glue to each side and glue those down. And then for my bottom corners, I'm going to add some glue and tuck those in. I was trying to get them more rounded. And I was just going to make like a little bunny sack, and we're going to add some flowers. So he's going to have like a little sack of flowers that he's holding. And I do go up there and trim those top edges. Now, taking this burlap ribbon from the Dollar Tree, how pretty is this ribbon, you guys? I'm going to add a piece to the top edge of the sack. This just gives it a little something extra, and it'll also keep that top part from fraying over time as well. Now you can take the ends of the ribbon and you can cut them off, or you can glue them to the back side of the bunny. And now I'm going to add some flowers. So I add some greens in there and I do some whites and some purples. I love using purple for the spring. It just reminds me of the spring. But you can use any kind of flowers, any kind of color that you want, whatever fits your style or whatever you have on hand, because these are just some scraps that I have left over the years. And you'll see me pulling pieces out and putting them in, moving them here, shifting them there. I just keep adding and taking away until I think it looks good. So I am definitely not a floral arranger at all. So like I said, I just keep moving them around until I think it looks good. And then I'm going to make a little bow using that same ribbon. So I'm just going to snip off a piece and I'm just going to glue the edges together. And this will be our loops for our bow, and then I want to give it some tails. So I just take another piece of a ribbon and kind of measure out the length that I want the tails, and then I snip that. And then I'm going to cut the piece that I had for the tails. I'm going to cut it in the center so that I have two separate tails, and I will glue those to the back of the bow. And then I'm going to add it right under the edge of the burlap on the sack. And then those ends of the ribbon, they wanted to kind of turn up and kind of look all wonky, so I just added a little bit of glue to stick them down on the sack. So then I kind of wanted to make this a little bit more Easter-like. So I have these styrofoam eggs left over from the Dollar Tree. I got these last year. So I'm just going to pull off some flower buds here and there and add some glue into the little bottom of the egg. There's a little hole there. So I just add some glue there and I just put the egg right onto the flower stem. So I'm just going to go and randomly pick off some of the flowers and add those little eggs. And I thought this just gave it a little special extra touch of Easter. Now you don't have to do this. You could skip the eggs, leave the eggs off. You could have added one of those little butterflies from the Dollar Tree or a little bird, or like I said, just skip it altogether. Completely up to you, your style, your preference. So I thought the bow needed something extra to it as well. So I'm just going to use one of those white flowers that I had pulled off of the stem, and I'm just going to add it in the center of our bow. I want this bunny to sit up, so I'm going to grab a couple Jenga blocks and I'm going to glue one to the very base like this, and then I'm going to stick one, I'm going to turn it up and I'll glue it to the block, to the Jenga block at the bottom, and then to the back side of the bunny. And then taking this wooden round, I had gotten a box of these from Arteza several months ago, but I'm just going to glue the bottom of that Jenga block that's on the bunny right in the center of that round base so that our bunny can stand. Here it is on my dining room table, and I actually just placed it on top of a candlestick, and I think this would make a gorgeous centerpiece. Now, if you were going to do this, I would definitely paint the back or add some paper or some kind of felt to the back. And here it is just sitting flat on that wooden round on my hutch. I think this is so cute, very Eastery, very spring, and I'm loving the purple and white. Now I'm taking these gold eggs from the Dollar Tree. They already have a hole in the bottom, so I'm going to stick a skewer up in there, and I'm going to paint all of these with Waverly chalk paint in the color plaster. I'm just going to give them one good coat, and then I'll let them dry. Now, using my Cricut, I cut out these little mini words, and this is a brown. It kind of looks black, but it's actually a brown color. But you could use any color you wanted. This was very tedious. The letters were so tiny. I lost an I in Risen. I lost a G in Spring. So it took me forever. But you could totally use stickers or stamps. You could just paint them on free-handed. Whatever you have on hand, that's exactly what I would use. But again, I use my Cricut. If I had to do it over, I probably would have painted them on there. But I just put them back into the little crate that they came in, and I just added a little brown raffia bow in the center. And here are our cute little Easter eggs. So you guys let me know in the comments, like, what words would you have put on your eggs, or how would you have added the words to your eggs. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys next time.